I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test, part 162. Europe and the Common Market, that is on page 58. We're doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, that is at your own risk. But before we're coming to Europe and the Common Market, we had in a previous part talked about the partition of Ireland and that there were many uncertainties. And there were people still wanting Ireland to be one independent country. Years of disagreement led to a terror campaign in Northern Ireland and elsewhere. The conflict between those wishing for full Irish independence, and I guess that means that Ireland as a whole, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, States 1, has independence from the United Kingdom, and between those wishing to remain loyal to the British government. So one reason, because maybe the third idea that the Free Irish state or the Republic of Ireland is independent, were not fighting, is because they were already independent. That the Republic of Ireland was independent. And now there was between the people who wanted that Northern Ireland also becomes independent, and that Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland are one state, between those who were Northern Ireland and did not want to leave. So there we have the third party which I was asking for. And then I noticed something else when I was thinking about it, that we had here Ireland in the 19th century, and we were talking about that there was a potato famine in Ireland, but not in the United Kingdom, and the people did not starve in England, otherwise when we did it in Ireland, because Ireland had industrialization and much more import and export, and had a completely different setup, agriculture and nutrition. And because I was thinking about the partition of Ireland, that one reason might have been that he has not written that people in England starved because they had different nutrition and had import and export, but he has not written that England helped the 1 million dying people died of starvation in Ireland. Maybe that was also a reason why some people wanted full independence and still want full independence of the Republic of Ireland from the United Kingdom. It is not written here, but I heard something like that. And then the next thing is that I remembered that I was saying about something, when was the television invented, that you don't invent it overnight. There are many different components for television, and you don't just invent them all overnight. And that brought me to the idea that many parts on which the television is based was invented previously by other people from other countries. So we will not do the mistake and think that all these inventions here were made solely in Britain. Many of these inventions were only possible through the work of other people from other countries. And we will additionally not make the mistake to think that our television, or the things here mentioned, are solely invented by British people. They were developed further on by people from other countries. So the television was developed by John Logie Baird in the 1920s and first tested in 1932. We will continue there with going through the first 5. After we have done some morning stretching, if you participated in that, it is at your own risk, and when we go on with Europe and the Common Market. We are having just a stable stand with the feet, a bit more shoulder wide apart, and we're going back with the shoulders up, in front, down. And another round, we're going back, up, and front, and down. And now backward shoulder steps. Front. And the last round. And now we are lifting the shoulders up, breathing in. And we're breathing out and we're dropping the shoulders down. And we're breathing in and lifting the shoulders up. And we're breathing out and letting the shoulders folding down again. And we're in and lift the shoulders up. out. And then just. And again in. Out. And one last time. In. Out. Now the upper plucker, you're lifting the arms up, breathing in. Now reaching one after another with the arms high up, taking an imaginary upper, pretending it around, and plucking these uppers. Just keep on the breathing. And a few more. And the last two. And now to some inventions. So, John Logie Baird. John Logie Baird developed the television in the 1920s, and in 1932 the first successful test was made. John Logie Baird. Radar was developed by Sir Robert Watson Watt. Radar, Sir Robert Watson Watt. First successful test, 1935. John Logie Baird, television, 1920s, developed 1932. 1932 test. And then Radar, Sir Robert Watson Watt, 1935, first successful test. Sir Bernard Lovell, new discovery of astronomy, that is not an invention. Sir Robert Bernard built at Jodelbank. I don't even know what Jodelbank is. Sir Bernard Lovell, because I want to include it, it's like Radar, Sir Robert Watts, Sir Bernard Lovell, Jodelbank. Lovell, Jodel, double L. So Bernard Lovell, Jodelbank built the world's largest radio telescope, which is still in use. And then Alan Turing, I want to add something. It is welcomed here on this list that Alan Turing invented the Turing machine, but it is not welcomed in this list that Alan Turing and his sexual orientation was not welcomed by the British Society, which possibly played a part in his early death. So Alan Turing, Turing machine, 1930s. So, television, John Logie Baird, Bardi. John Logie Baird, television, 1920s, developed 1932, first test. In 1922, the BBC started radio, and 14 years later, remember weeks 14, in 1936, first broadcast. Then we have maybe a chance to remember 1932, first television broadcast. Maybe you can combine it. 10 years, like with the habeas corpus, was 10 years after the Bill of Rights, 1689, so habeas corpus was 1679, and 10 years after the BBC made radio, television was broadcasted first, and then 4 years later, first broadcasting service. Sir Robert Watson Watt, Radar, first test 1935. And then we have Jodelbank, by Jodelbank, wherever that is. That was Sir Bernard Lovell. Sir Bernard Lovell, radio telescope, world's largest still in use, and Alan Turing, Turing machine, 1930s. Invented in the 1930s. And then the fifth one, I said we're doing the fifth one. John McLeod, co-discovered insulin to treat diabetes. John McLeod, insulin, John McLeod. No date. We're going to start now with you on the common market, but then we're going to do this morning switching. West Germany, France, Belgium, Italy, Luxembourg and the Netherlands formed the European Economic Community, EEC, in 1957. The EEC became a part of the European Union when it was formed in 1993. We will do it in detail in the next part, when we have also time for more inventions. So West Germany, France, Belgium, Italy, Luxembourg and the Netherlands formed the EEC, the European Economic Community, in 1957. Now we're doing just morning stretching. If you're here for the EEC or something like that, you can go to the next part. We are having a legs in the bottom part, we're having the arms at the outside, we're breathing in, we're doing the shifter, and we're breathing out, and we're shifting over to one leg, to one side. And we're breathing in, back into the middle, and we're breathing out, and we're going over to the other side. And we're breathing in, back into the middle, and we're breathing out, and we're going over to the other side. And we're breathing in into the middle, and we're breathing out over to the other side. And we're breathing into the middle, and out we're going down. And we're doing the buffalo fighting its hangover. We're breathing in, and out we're bringing one shoulder in front. And breathe in, the shoulder back, and breathe out the other shoulder in front. And breathe in again into the middle, and out, first shoulder in front. And breathe in again, back over shoulder, and out for last time shoulder. Now breathe in into the middle, and out we come down. Breathe in, and out over to the first leg. Breathe in, and out over to the other leg. We're breathing in, and we're breathing out. We're coming back into the middle. We're breathing in, and we're breathing out. Coming up, we're bringing the shoulders back. Now we are doing the garden pose. The toes are pointing to the outside. We're having an unaligned space between the heels. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, we're going down, placing the elbows against the insides of the knees. We're breathing in and straightening up the back. And we're breathing out and coming down. And we're breathing again in. And we're breathing out, back into the middle. Okay, down. Breathe in again, straighten the back. And out again. And again in. And out. Back into the garden pose. We're breathing in, coming. Yes, now we're breathing in, standing up the back. And we're breathing out. Now we're coming up in one straight line, and we're doing that slowly. Now with the heels pose, we're having a standing leg. Do this only if you can do it without injuring yourself. We're placing the heel of the mobile leg on top of the knee of the standing leg. We're breathing in, and we're breathing out, and we're going down. So, John Logie Baird. Television developed in the 1920s, first test in 1932. Then radar, Sir Robert Watson Watt, 1935, successful test. And then Barney Lawney, Bernard Lovell, out of the other day, Sir Bernard Lovell, at Jodrell Bank, the radio telescope. Sir Bernard Lovell at Georgia Bank, the radio telescope. Last exercise, we're breathing in, going down. And we're breathing out. We're breathing in. Out. We're in the closing lyrics and out, and we're done with morning stretching. I thank you very much, and next time.